everyone, and welcome to Hidden Jams, the backstage pass to your favorite music. If you're here, you might have already seen our previous video, part 1 of this series, which is why Green Day's Trilogy is so disliked or even hated by so many fans. If you haven't watched that, I'll link here and you can go check it out. But this video is part 2 of that series, which is about why Green Day's Trilogy actually deserves a little bit more love than it gets. I'm joined by my sister, who is also an occasional Hidden Gems contributor, and we're having a discussion about why Rachel likes the trilogy and why I actually love the trilogy. So if you're intrigued, please watch, and hopefully you'll come away from this video liking the trilogy a little bit more than you already do. You might not love it like I do, but hopefully it won't be down at the bottom of the pile anymore. So without further ado, here's the rest of the video. I think the final thing I want to really dive into is why we like or love the trilogy, like what songs we enjoy, and whether we think some of those songs get a little bit more hate than they should.
Yes. We already mentioned one.
Yeah, we did. Do you want to talk about that now?
Nightlife is the best song on the trilogy, okay? You can fight me. One of my favorite Green Day songs of all time. It makes me, I don't know what exactly it conjures in my mind, but it's just like this excellent, seedy little vibing tune that I just love. And I like Lady Cobra's part on it too. You know, sometimes like having a guest is a great thing. And it's a delightful song. And I know that we're talking about opinions, but in this case, I'm right. So anyone who disagrees with me is just wrong. Sorry. It's a great song. It's a great song. I love that song.
I completely agree with you. I think people hate it just because it's so different from what Green Day normally does. You know, it's kind of like a little bit more into that like urban hip hop kind of sound. But I mean, it still has characteristics of a Green Day song. You know, it has, especially like within Dose, it has that kind of like dirty, seedy club kind of vibe about it. And I don't like to judge bands by what they always sound like. I like it when bands experiment a little bit and try out new sounds, as long as it's not so far out that it just doesn't fit at all, you know?
Yeah, people need to grow and evolve. And like I know that sometimes it's jarring when like they're growing over here and then they just teleport over here and you're just like, what is this? Yeah. But I think that Nightlife is definitely a growth, but it's similar. Like it's not like I don't feel like I got slapped across the face when it happened because I was so shocked. But right. It's a great little ditty. It's not really a ditty, but you know.
No, I agree with you though. I think it's a great song, and I think if you're open-minded, it's really enjoyable. So y'all, if you don't like it, don't be closed-minded. Come on. Let's see, what other songs do we love? We already talked about Uno, so there's not really much left to say about Uno unless you want to go through a few extra songs.
Let me check the track list, make sure I said my piece.
Oh, Love and Kill the DJ. I love Troublemaker. I think Sweet 16 is such a sweet, gentle, beautiful little song that he wrote for his wife on their anniversary.
Aww.
Yeah. I think Fell For You is cute.
Well, a non-controversial opinion I have from Dose is that Lazy Bones is another top-notch song. Love it.
I think everyone loves Lazy Bones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a good song. And like it's not really very far outside of Green Day's normal sound, so it's less spooky for some people, but it's still a great song. So like you don't have to be completely different to be a great song. I'm not here to make like the only songs I like by Green Day are the songs that don't sound like Green Day. That's like we like Green Day as a band. And Lazy Bones is good stuff.
Yeah, to me Lazy Bones is like a perfect example of a Green Day song.
Yeah.
Also, it's pretty relevant because every time you're tired, which is probably every single day of your life, that song comes into your head, and that's, you know, it's convenient.
Yeah, I mean, it is the theme song of the life of a PhD student.
Sounds accurate. I think another non-controversial opinion is Stray Heart is amazing. I think most fans love Stray Heart because
pretty
how
good.
can you not, right? I love that it
Yeah.
has like slightly like 60s Motown kind of sound to it. And something about it is just so impactful and so emotional. And the music video, even though Green Day's not in the music video, that music video is something else. I love it.
It's pretty good. Little heart head
It's
guy going around.
it's pretty weird, but I don't know. I when it came out, I think I watched it like 100 times in a row. I watched it like every day religiously for weeks. I talked about Wow That's Loud, but like, you know what? I feel like Wow That's Loud is a song that no one ever talks about, and I feel like it deserves so much more attention.
That guitar riff
Yeah,
is life.
that guitar riff is life. And I don't know if it's just me, but to me, there's something about that song that kind of feels sad in a way. It's kind of like sad, emotional feeling, and yet it also sounds just euphoric musically. And
It
so,
also very much sounds like Foxborough Hot Tubs.
yeah, it kind of does. But I think it sounds like Foxtrot Hot Tubs, but a little bit more epic version of Foxtrot.
Yeah, and a little bit more in Green Day's sphere rather than their, what's the word I'm looking, alter egos.
Maybe if Foxtrot Hot Tubs was Green Day, that would be what Wow That's Loud is.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is, right? It's on Dose.
Yeah.
Green Day. It works. So I think Dose is my favorite of the trilogy just because it's so experimental, but also like
Yeah, it's funky. It's funky.
it is funky. It's funky. It's
Funky and gunky.
gunky. That's a good word for it. There's something about it, like not just Nightlife, but the whole album has like this kind of like seedy, dirty feel, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
It just like you're in a mode, you're in a vibe or a mood that's just kind of like
Yeah, like it has a mood.
it's
And
like,
I think all albums need a mood.
they do. I think it's good when an album evokes a certain emotion and kind of plays out like a movie. And I feel like Dose kind of plays out like a movie in a lot of ways. Like,
It's not a rock opera.
no,
But it could be.
it could be a different kind of rock opera, you could say.
Yeah. But Trey is also really, really good.
Trey is amazing. I mean, I think Dose and Trey are easily, I don't know, for me, they're top-notch albums, more so than Uno. Sorry, Uno, I still love you, but you're not as good.
Sorry, Uno, but first is the worst.
First is the worst, second is the best.
I never know what that golden bird was, and I'm a little nervous to ask these days.
I don't know. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time. Anyway, I really love Trey. I think Trey is probably the closest to like American Idiot, 20% Breakdown sound, but obviously it's not nearly that far on the spectrum. But I think it still has a little bit of more of that ambition. You can hear like the first song, Brutal Love. Brutal Love is a very ambitious and epic song, but it kind of takes Green Day like in a new soulful direction. And I actually really was impressed by Billy Joy's vocals on that song. I was like, wow, he can sing. Like,
yeah, he's not really known as like a strong vocalist, but every now and again he pulls out a few tricks and a few bars. I don't know what I'm saying.
I think he can sing better than most of his music demonstrates or showcases.
Yeah, he can sing better than he lets on.
Yeah, and I think one of his strengths is he seems to have pretty good lung capacity. I've noticed that, like when they play live and like in the Bull in the Bible DVD, he can hold a note out for quite a while, like longer than the crowd seem to be able to.
Yeah, I remember that part. I'm just like, please stop. You're gonna die.
Wow.
Or you're already dead and you're just a reanimated corpse. I'm not sure because this is insane.
Like, you really don't need to breathe, do you? It's cool.
I wonder what that's like.
No, but I think he kind of showcases that on Brutal Love, and it's pretty awesome. That one part in the bridge, amazing. I mean, I really love all the songs on this album. I think Drama Queen is beautiful. Drama Queen, people were really excited to hear that on the album. And I remember some people kind of complaining about Drama Queen. And I've seen it on, like, among Green Day fans, but also in this stupid article I read, like, a year or two ago from some person, I think from The Guardian, I don't remember. But saying, like, Drama Queen is, like, a creepy song that sounds like I think they took issue with the line of him saying she's old enough to bleed to bleed now, and I think they kind of took that in a weird sexist or I don't know pedophilic way, and I was like, yo, I don't think that's what he means, you know?
Yeah. I don't know what he means.
I don't know. I've always taken it to be like, to me, it kind of sounds like a song. I don't know, like about a daughter. He does kind of imply that she's daddy's little bundle of joy. So to me, it sounds like this girl is going to grow up into a harsh world and face terrible things because that's kind of what human life is like.
Yeah, Billy doesn't have any daughters, but I think both Mike and Trey do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
So it makes sense.
Yeah, maybe it was for them. I don't know. I think Drama Queen is a beautiful song. X Kid. I think most fans loved X Kid.
X Kid's a nice song. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I think X Kid, it kind of grew on me over time, and I feel like it's a really emotional song. Like now when I hear it, it like hits me in the feels. I'm like, oh, I could cry.
You're a little choked up.
Yeah, a little bit choked up. A single tear down my cheek.
Okay.
Yeah. Even like A Little Boy Named Train, I don't think I ever liked that song so much until later. I think now when I hear it again, it's like, this song is pretty sad. It makes me feel emotional.
Yeah.
I know that like it sounds weird, A Little Boy Named Train, but I know that Billy Joe actually wrote it about something he read about like in a newspaper or saw on the news or something about an actor kid who was being raised by parents who decided to give him like a not normal or not gendered name. I'm not sure why they chose Train as an ungendered name because there are other names.
There are other like non-gendered or gender-neutral names.
Right? Like they could have chosen like at least a real name, right? Anyway, to me it sounds emotional. I have a soft spot for Amanda because it's my name. It's my theme song.
My name. I don't know many songs named Rachel.
I think they exist.
That's probably okay. I don't know that I actually really want to hear a song where they keep talking about Rachel.
Yeah. In this case, this song, Amanda, is kind of like a breakup song, or more like we broke up a long time ago song.
You broke Billy Joe Armstrong's heart.
Yeah.
Back when you were not born.
Right. Well, he was dating a girl named Amanda in the early 90s when I was a literal baby. So, I mean, it wasn't me. That was weird. Walk Away, I think, is amazing. I feel like that's one of the songs that people never really talk about, but I think Walk Away is a beautiful song, and it feels like very, very much in line with Green Day's previous two albums, pre-Trilogy albums, American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown. It feels like it could have fit in there. And obviously, Dirty Rotten Bastards is amazing.
Dirty Rotten Bastards makes me think about Christmas for some reason.
Me too. There's something Christmassy about it.
Like, aren't there are jingle bells at some point? Aren't there?
That song, see, Green Day kind of mastered this whole like song suite thing. Jesus Suburbia, Homecoming, American Eulogy, and now this.
Mm-hmm.
Really good at this.
They know what they're doing when it comes to multi-part songs.
I think that song should have been way bigger than it was. I think I think fans should have liked it as much as they like Green Day's other sweet songs.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I don't know why it's so slept on.
Because people are wrong. I don't know.
They are. They're just straight up wrong. That song is one of my favorites on the whole trilogy.
We skipped past it, but Ain't Avenue Serenade I also really like.
Oh yeah, I like that one too. There's something delicate about it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a sweet little song.
It is sweet. It has a similar vibe to Sweet 16, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's like gentle lullaby, beautiful little thing.
Yeah, but punk.
But punk, yes. Like Joe's snarl voice. Not that he wrote those two songs.
he's not just constantly snarling.
No, not usually. It does have an epic snarl at Each Is Nowhere, but that's a completely different conversation.
But then, of course, finally the ultimate song I don't the ending song of the whole trilogy is what I'm trying to say. Is that ultimate?
Yeah, you can say ultimate, although usually when you say ultimate, you mean like best or.
The ultimate. No, I mean like the ultimate. Coming to an end. Is The Forgotten, which is a great song. It's beautiful.
Hold on, Scarlett's meowing. Scarlett, the door is open.
Scarlett.
The door is open. Just go. Go. She totally interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So as I was saying before, Scarlett so rudely interrupted. Forgotten is a beautiful song.
It is.
As she specifically said, it's a beautiful song. She coming?
Shut up. Scarlett, you have to get out. I'm gonna close the door. You can say there.
God, your chair is a sorry state.
Oh, I know. I need to not ever let people see my chair.
You never let anyone see that chair.
Also, when I sit here, you can't really see anything, so I'm floating in the air. Anyway, yes. I think The Forgotten is so beautiful, and I think it shows a whole new side of Green Day. Like, they've done ballads before, obviously, and since then, but I think, to me, that is their truest and most beautiful ballad that they have in their entire discography currently.
You are probably right, yeah.
I think I am right. And it's so beautiful. I love how the strings sound. I love how the piano sounds. I love how Billie Joe's voice sounds in this song. It's just a gorgeous song. And I think, again, it's one of the things like where I don't know why fans don't seem to like it more than they seem to. Like, they don't seem to talk about it much. And when
everyone's just like, well, yeah, everyone knows that it's a great song, so we don't need to like discuss.
I mean, people usually just talk forever about the songs that they love the most, right?
That's true. So, what are you guys all doing?
Yeah, like what's about people?
Like, where are you at? Did you just not listen to Trey because you gave up?
Sometimes I suspect that that's what happened. It's like there's so many beautiful songs and people just aren't talking about it. So, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people need to just give the trilogy another chance and go into it with an open mind and I don't know, give
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, give freedom to defy your expectations and to do something a little bit different, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
I actually I kind of hinted that I had an idea for what they could have done instead. Yeah. I already mentioned the track listing, and people can agree or disagree, and they've already created that, that's fine. What I think they should have done, and this might be a controversial opinion, I think they should have released the whole trilogy at once. Because for some people at least, Uno was a letdown. For other people, Dose was a letdown. And then like, for both of those groups, they might have kind of given up, either completely not listened to Trey or just like emotionally given up by Trey. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that was a wise move. I think they should have dropped it all at once. I know that people might be overwhelmed with music. Like, oh my God, it's a tidal wave of music. Yeah. But I still think that it might have avoided the other things.
That's an interesting idea. I mean, on one hand, I liked that they spread it out because, like, although I wanted it all at once, it kind of like kept the anticipation building, and it kept me like, I'm so excited for November. All right, now I'm so excited for December. I need it. You know, just so much excitement all the time for several months. But I can see what you're saying too, like so that Uno or Dose, whichever, didn't lower expectations for fans going into Trey or maybe not even listening to it.
Yeah,
it could like kind of see what the whole picture was all at once too.
Yeah, because each album kind of offers something different. Uno is like basic Green Day starter pack, and then Dose is like the experimental stuff. Maybe the expansion pack. I don't know where I'm going with this because I don't know what else I could say about Trey. But so then you got the experimental weird stuff on Dose, and then you got Trey, which is more epic and beautiful as a whole. Obviously, there are exceptions on each of these albums. Like as I said, Lazy Bones is a good classic Green Day song, and Oh Love is not like classic Green Day, and 99 Revolutions has an epic message, but not epic sound.
Right.
So
Mental putting on a dose.
Yeah. So, you know, with some exceptions, they each kind of had their own people that they might appeal to. You and I both like the experimental stuff, which is why I think we both like Dose the best out of the two. Second's the best.
Yeah. Sorry, first worst, second the best, and third is great. I don't know what the dumb saying is, but the third's great too.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of why I think that it should have dropped all at once, because if it was something that was disappointing to you, it kind of stayed with you until, like, for a month or two, until the next installment came.
Yeah. My only concern with that idea is that I feel like a lot of fans were already complaining that it was too much music. They're like, oh my god, I can't handle 37 songs in a span of 3 months. But
well, maybe, okay, so with enough time, with enough notice, you should have been trained like a marathoner and like listening to longer and longer albums in one sitting. Like, nobody said that you had to listen to it all in one sitting.
I think, you know, intermissions between albums. Come on.
Yeah. Get some snacks, go for a walk, walk your dog, pet your cat, whatever.
Exactly.
Fly your bird.
And the thing with that too is I hate when people say, oh, it's too much music at once. People can't comprehend that much music. It's like, yo, when I discovered Green Day, I discovered them with American Idiot. They already had several albums before that. I had to go back, get 1039 Split Happy Hours, Kerplunk, Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, Warning, not to mention International Super Hits and Shenanigans. That was like 8 albums of content I had to catch up on, in addition to American Idiot.
But you were also 14.
I was only 14, so I had all the time.
And that's when your neural pathways are like, give me the music so I can suck it up like a sponge.
That is true. But, like, I've done that since then with other bands I discovered. Like, I discovered, like, Editors a few years ago, and they had 6 albums at the time. I soaked it up. It took a few months, but I got there. Like, no one says you have to, like, listen to the trilogy and then get, like, a graded test on it immediately after, you know?
Yeah. Pop quiz.
That would be pretty fun, though. I bet I would ace that. Sorry, my cat she's a Green Day fan, too, actually.
Always a welcome addition to any discussion about any music.
This is her first appearance in a Hidden Jams video. And if you guys like her, she can keep coming back. But she does get distracting and knock stuff over and meow over my talking. So,
yeah. She has a lot to say.
She does. So yeah, I think this has been a good discussion about the trilogy and why people might have not liked it as much as I think they should have, and why I think they should give it another chance and go listen to it again, because I straight up love the trilogy. I have an intense emotional connection to it. I might need to say that. Hold on.
Scarlett's rubbing off the camera.
I just want to mention that when the trilogy came out, it was the one and only time that I was living by myself. I was in a dorm in Valencia in Spain for my master's program, and basically the whole trilogy came out in that first semester that I was there, and I basically just spent all my time listening to it all the time.
Yeah.
So I had enough time, but also energy to really devote to the trilogy. Basically, it was my friend. I didn't have so many friends that first semester. I was still getting to know people. But Green Day, they were my companion. And I have a very strong emotional connection to the whole trilogy. And, I mean, I loved it when it came out, and I still love it to this day. But now it brings back all these memories, and it just warms my soul. So I love the trilogy, and I feel like it gets too much hate, and it deserves more love, because I love it.
And not everyone loves the trilogy. You know, I just kind of like the trilogy. It's not my favorite Green Day album or albums. There are songs that I find to be a bit forgettable, but I like it. And I agree that it doesn't deserve the weird hate that it gets. But I think maybe that was always going to be inevitable coming off of their epic rock operas and shifting gears. So maybe they should I mean, maybe they should have just thrown in like a kind of a throwaway album in between.
Like Father of All.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think Green Day has had worse albums before and since the trilogy. But I feel like they don't get the, what is the word? Like disproportionate. I don't feel like they get the disproportionate amount of hate that the trilogy gets.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not saying you have to love the trilogy or even like it, but I just think the hate it gets is disproportionate to other albums and to what it deserves.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like it's I don't know what all this vitriol is about. But if you're one of those people that hates it, get over it. Like maybe there is a bitter taste in your mouth because of the rehab or because you didn't like Uno or Dos or whatever or whatnot. Maybe you're in a bad point in your life. I don't know. Go back, give it another shot. And if you still don't like it, that's fine, but you don't need to go on hating it on the interwebs. Like that's not helpful.
Yeah.
Although you know it's a free country, do whatever you want. But I do recommend giving it a chance. Well, if you're American, yes, and a lot of countries. I'm just not going to go there. But anyway, give it another shot. And that's my advice.
Cool. Well, I think I've really enjoyed this conversation, and actually, I think I want to have you on more videos in the future. So, if you all like this video and if you all liked Rachel's presence, let me know in the comments because I want to know if she deserves more time in the spotlight here. And if not,
this is my cat, by the
way. Yes, Hecate.
Hecate.
Being like just purring and stuff, and Hecate the kitten.
All right, well that wraps up today's. I don't know why I'm doing the outro like this is my video. But
so yeah, that wraps up our video on Green Day's Trilogy and why we think it deserves more love than it gets and less hate than it gets. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to share it with people that you think would also be interested in this video. If you disagree, that's
people that need to be corrected on their opinions.
Yes, exactly. If they need to be corrected, they need to see it. It's okay if you disagree, and you can share your comments accordingly. Just please be nice and don't hurt my feelings because I am a sensitive soul and I will cry if you hate me too much and hate the trilogy too much. So.
And if you don't want to be nice for Amanda's sake, be nice for Scarlett's sake. Because if Amanda's crying, then Scarlett will be upset.
She's an innocent. Look at this thing. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more videos from Hidden Jams coming out every few weeks here until I, get my pace together and start putting them out weekly. All right, bye.